Hello, everyone. My name is Terrance Evans. I am president of the Charles Houston Bar Association, the oldest Black bar association in California, and I'm just here to share a few announcements with our friends and supporters. I want to begin by personally inviting you to our annual membership barbecue. Our annual barbecue is a time where we all get together and celebrate and have a good time. There'll be judges there and lawyers who work in-house and lawyers who work at firms and lawyers who work in government. There'll be law students there. There'll be civil rights leaders there. It'll just be a wonderful group of folks who are celebrating in all the great things that we've done and that we will continue doing. Again, that will be taking place this Saturday, July 16th from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. I'm going to put the registration link below. At our annual membership barbecue, we're also going to be having our annual macaroni and cheese competition. If you make great macaroni and cheese, or even if you don't, it'll be your chance to come and share your incredible macaroni and cheese dish with everyone. And if you are successful, you will get a gigantic macaroni and cheese trophy so you can brag to everybody that you are the best maker of macaroni and cheese in the world. In addition to that, we're going to have a 360 video booth where you'll be able to take 360 videos of yourself while you're having a good time with friends and family. And also, we're going to have our inaugural Black History competition at our annual barbecue. We're going to talk about Blacks in sports, Blacks in music, Blacks in education, Blacks in politics, all of the incredible achievements of Black folks. So if you have really good knowledge of Black history, come and show that knowledge off, and you'll have the chance to win Black-themed prizes that I have personally selected. So just a good time for everybody to get together, have fun. We're going to have good music there. We're also going to have wine tasting. And these are wines from Black winemakers. So all of this will be just a wonderful celebration for us to get together. I also want to remind folks that we are in the trenches every day, the Charles Houston Bar Association, fighting for justice, fighting to protect our democracy, fighting to protect the integrity of our elections and our educational system. And along those lines, we are the co-founders of a brand new civil rights coalition of diverse bar associations. And we founded this coalition in partnership with our brothers and sisters in diverse bar associations across the state in an effort to address the threat to our democracy and our constitutional rights that has been manifesting itself across the country in state legislatures and even our own U.S. Supreme Court. We will have the inaugural meeting or the inaugural public forum, if you will, of the Civil Rights Coalition on August the 10th at 5:30 p.m. It will be on Zoom and it will be open to the public. And we're going to talk about recent Supreme Court decisions, including the recent decision that overturned Roe versus Wade and the threat to the right of privacy and what those implications are for other rights that we have that are based on substantive due process. Everything from marriage equality to contraception to personal relationships with individuals. We're going to be covering that. And also the right to raise your children. There's so much that's based on substantive due process. We're also going to be talking about the threat to civil rights for people of color, in particular as it relates to education, Brown versus the Board of Education, Plyer versus Doe, and of course, affirmative action. There are two affirmative action cases that are pending before the United States Supreme Court right now. And one of them involves the University of North Carolina. The other involves Harvard College. Charles Houston Bar Association is joining with several other civil rights organizations, and we will be filing an amicus brief to the United States Supreme Court to protect and defend affirmative action. And it's important for people to understand that affirmative action is not about giving a handout to people of color. It is about addressing the systemic racism that denied Black people for hundreds of years and other people of color access to public education that their labor and their tax dollars were funding. And so now there is a concerted effort in these two cases before the Supreme Court that will be heard jointly to roll back the opportunity that has been provided, although limited, through affirmative action. And the Supreme Court will be deciding whether or not race-based admissions policies are constitutional. And we understand that the odds are against us. We understand that right now there are 6 conservative votes on the Supreme Court and there are 3 progressive votes. As it relates to these affirmative action cases, there will only be 2 progressive votes because the recently confirmed Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson has recused herself from the hearing of these affirmative action cases. So there will be 6 conservatives, 2 progressives, and we're going to do the very best we can to fight through the filing of these amicus brief with the United States Supreme Court to protect this opportunity. An adverse decision in these affirmative action cases can roll back access and opportunity for Black and Brown students as it relates to college, universities, law schools, medical schools, and other professional schools. So it's important that we fight and we fight in the court right before the US Supreme Court. There's also an important case related to the Republican-controlled legislature in North Carolina that's getting very little attention that will be decided the next term of the US Supreme Court that has the potential of subverting our democracy in this country. And at the core of that case is whether or not state legislatures are the ultimate authority when it comes to federal elections in their respective states. And depending how the Supreme Court decides the North Carolina case, they could potentially give state legislatures unreviewable power to decide federal elections. And essentially, state legislatures could be in the position to nullify the popular vote in their states as it relates to federal elections, which means that they would be able to give the election to whichever presidential candidate that they want or like, even if the majority of their state votes against that candidate. There, of course, were efforts to do this in Arizona. There were efforts to do this in Pennsylvania. There were efforts to do this in Michigan, all of which are battleground states that will be critical in the 2024 election. So really, this is going to be one of the most important decisions impacting the integrity of our democracy in a very long time. So we're going to talk about that. So this forum that we have on August the 10th, it'll be your chance to also ask questions of some of the most intelligent, accomplished, and informed lawyers in the country. You don't want to miss that, and we'll be providing the registration link shortly. Again, that will be August the 10th, beginning at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, and that will be on Zoom. I also want folks to save the date for our 67th annual gala, which will be taking place in person in San Francisco at the Embarcadero Hyatt. The theme for our gala this year is Advancing Civil Rights Today, Tomorrow, and Forever. And we will be making the registration link for the gala available shortly. That will also be an opportunity for folks to provide sponsorships, which help fund many of the scholarships that we give to well-deserving students. So I'll finish this by saying we thank you and appreciate your continued support of our organization. We're living in a critical moment in American history where we need to continue fighting for justice. We need to be aware of the threats to our democracy, and we need to organize so that we can protect not only the integrity of our democracy, but also the civil rights that we enjoy. We cannot sit by passively and allow folks to strip away the protections that are in place for our democracy and our civil rights and our integrity as a people. I look forward to seeing you this Saturday. I hope you bring your macaroni and cheese. I hope it tastes good. I hope you also bring your knowledge of Black history so that you can get some of the Black History prizes that I have personally selected. And I hope that you just continue to do all the great things that have made it possible for Charles Houston Bar Association to continue in its incredible efforts. Thanks again. This has been Terrance Evans, and I wish all of you well and great health. Take care.